And welcome back. Now, just before I planned an intro for this, but my director just informed me that my guest is a diehard Arsenal fan, and maybe we'll start with that before we talk about the music we're here for. But hey, I've got Bankulli and Basiil in the house, the double B in the house. Boss man, it is great to have you. He's a friend of the family, always here when we need you. It's great to have you. Welcome, sir.
I'm happy for the invite, and
Yes.
I'm glad to be here.
Wonderful. And of course, you're here with Basiil, who gave us that wonderful cover, that wonderful performance. Yeah. It's great to have you. You're welcome. How are you doing, man?
Very well, thank you.
All right, all right. But let's just take Arsenal out of the way. How did you feel after that draw to Southampton?
Well, I mean, it's disappointing, and for me, I believe, life must move on, whether win or lose, the club has a plan. And it's good for you to have a long-term plan.
Okay.
And the essence of having a long-term plan is to win.
All right.
And if winning is not coming, that doesn't mean you have to, you have to lose hope. You need to gaggle up and move on.
All right, I like that. Now, coming from an OG, wonderful. Now, let's talk about Basiil and what you have been doing. Wonderful guy, wonderful performance we just had there. You know, one thing I wonder about you is that passion. You, not be today you start. It's been, what now, 20 plus 30 years? You've been doing this for so long. But back scene, I noticed something while he was talking to the young man and everything. It seems as if you're just starting this. There's that fire, that passion. How did you get to discover him, and what keeps that passion in you burning?
I mean, for me, I see myself in him and every other youngsters, when I meet them. Because, like I remember, telling people I started at a very young age as well. I mean, music for me started from age 4. You can imagine. My dad was a teacher.
4 decades, yeah.
My dad was a teacher, so you have no choice. You have to pass your exam. And this same, my dad would say, oh yeah, you have to go to church choir. And you can't fail your exam. So the balance for me was very important growing up. And me seeing him and seeing Rema, seeing Fireboy, seeing Joe Boy, it's like a replica of what I've gone through. So it makes sense, they don't have to go through what I've gone through. So my own is how can I impact? And how can I extend what I know that can help them become successful person?
Wonderful. Basiil, what has this done to you now? Bankulli, you're working with Bankulli now. Yeah. How did you meet him? How's the experience been? What has it done to you as a person and as a musician?
Yeah, first, actually, we met first in sometime last year, around October.
Okay.
But before then, he reached out to me on my Instagram DMs.
Oh, wow.
And, it was like...
So some of you, open your DM. Don't go to the private page. You see? If his page was private now, but the great Bankulli. Right,
yeah, I think he probably saw one of my cover videos and maybe he liked it, and then he followed me. I was like, that was probably, I think he's the first verified account to follow me on Instagram.
Oh, wow.
And my account was still very small.
Okay.
So, he just reached out to me and, we got to talk. Then we had our first studio session sometime around October last year, as I said. So for me, the experience has been, very... it's inspiring to me, inspiring to other people who look up to me, my brother, my younger brother, and there's some people that want to be like me somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
People who want to be in the same position as me, and I'm actually grateful to God to be mentored by him.
Wonderful. Are you working on a body of art now? Yes, everybody does covers. Even very established artists still do covers too now. But do you have a body? What do you have in motion? What can people look out for for Basiil? In the next few months and years, what should people look out for?
Yeah, over the last couple of months, we've been working on lots of music, making music, and have a music coming out soon, sometime in May. And next month, I have my first debut single.
And project.
Yeah, and project.
Okay, so is he signed under you? What's the relation? What's the business?
Well, I'm going to officially say it here, and it's going to break a lot of people's heart because a lot of people always see me as I'm involved in a lot of people's careers. Either legitimately or illegitimately. When there's trouble, they all call Bankulli. Yeah. It's going to be the first. There are 2 signed acts under Bankulli Entertainment.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
And for me, I believe you don't have to be signed to me, to have expertise of what I know. For me, I think it's special. A lot of people always think because I signed him, I'm lucky. No, I'm lucky, meeting him as well because there's some aspect of his own life, of their own life, Gen Z, that they're living that is essential for people like us to also tap in. Their language, the way they reason, the way they do their stuff, it helps me as well to become younger when I learn from him. So
Wonderful.
it is not just about me mentoring or impacting him, but also get to know the psyche, how they think, how they, and basically re-engineer his mind to become the greatest among the rest.
Wonderful. So they can learn and we can also learn
100%.
from them. Bankulli, now, we can't leave here without asking you this question. You know, you've been there, you've done that. Afrobeat has moved. I mean, yesterday or just this morning, you know, there was a Timeless concert. It was mega, it was massive. This was not the normal hall, you know, where everybody is, but a big stage built. When you were there creating beats at the beginning, when Afrobeat wasn't something, in fact, when the name hadn't even been coined, Afrobeat, did you see this time?
Well, it was there, you know. I should say it's like a rebellious sound, you know, at that time, because the prominence of traditional genres, Fuji, highlife, Akpala, Fela, was all dominating the radio waves, you know. And at the time when hip-hop broke out, you know, from US, of course, you know, the young ones, they always tap in one way or the other. And they were trying to do that. The idea was trying to do hip-hop, and people realized that, oh, I can actually sing in our own dialect and still do the same R&B and hip-hop. And so, I mean, at that time, there was no name, as you said it, you know, it was Naija music or a Naija style. And also, there was no platform. I will give it up to one person that, at least at that time, that was able to create a platform for people to, you know, to spring up. I'm talking of Jimmy Jat. Jimmy was a DJ on the island. And every time people invite him to come and perform, because he tried to become the so-called Afrobeat or Nigerian, you know, rapper at that time, and he was unsuccessful. So he chose DJ. So anytime they call him for a show, all his friends that are still successful or trying to hustle, he will bring them along and he will call them up to come and perform. So he created the first major platform that we know. You know, based on research and documentary that I'm working on, I was able to find out a lot of secrets, a lot of stuff that it's not even just, you know, started with Jimmy Jad. If you remember Michael Chris and the rest of them, or Mommy you know, their ability to be able to bring our own language into, you know, decimating information or using it with music. You know, it all started from the 70s, 80s, you know, and it begins to get refined.
You know, I was talking to someone yesterday while we were watching the Davido concert, and I said, whoever thought during the period of Alaba, you know, when they were distributing, now music, no bounds. You just drop your music now, streaming, and whoop, it's everywhere and all of that.
One thing you need to understand is that people in diaspora, you know, the access to internet has been one of the major conveyor belts. You talk about Davido. I remember the first time I met David was in Atlanta. We were on our way to go and shoot the video endowed with Snoop in LA.
I still remember
and
that was groundbreaking. That was the first, one of the first major collaborations of Afrobeat then.
100%. And our plane got caught up at Atlanta, so we needed just a lead time. And somehow B-Red and Chinorambo took us to their uncle's house where Davido is. And David was the youngest there. Every time we see and we talk about this story, who is this one? Let's go and buy us McDonald's. And we gave him money to go and buy. And he came back and he was like, can I freestyle to you? I said, yeah, sure. And he's like, yeah, that's a local. I'm like, I said, the band, almost starting, what were you?
Wow.
Don Jazzy was there. Everybody was there. We were there.
Wonderful.
And fast forward to, you know, last night. I'm proud of him because, you know, from when I met him to who he is now, he's totally, you know, the gap is so wide.
Basiil, this man has seen the rise and fall of many people. Look, it's not everybody that's been that relevant. There are people that we've heard. I mean, there's some people that were #1 at some point, but today you call their name and nobody knows them. He has seen it all. What do you think you can learn? Where do you see yourself, and how do you think you can get there with his guardians?
First, I have to say he's a very hardworking person. Like, he works, his work rates. If you get to know him, he's very hardworking.
And so you're learning that. You're
exactly.
You're putting
the
in
work
the work
rate has to be up there.
I saw Davido mentioned, he said for this album he had over 70 songs. Recording steady. I hope you're getting all of that.
Actually,
you have to work. You have to put in the work.
Yeah. Actually, where I see myself, honestly, I see myself on the biggest stage, Afrobeats.
Wonderful.
Doing Afrobeat music.
Wonderful.
And I think he has what it takes to get me there.
I like that.
I'm just.
God
just
has
good.
what it takes to get to there. Nothing happens without God.
I
Yeah.
like that. I like that. I like that. So moving forward, what are the projects you have in store for him?
I mean, for me-
how's
for-
the
for-
record label now? Your first officially signed artist and all of that. What are we looking for? What's the name of the label, by the way?
Bankulli Entertainment.
Bankulli
Yeah, I
Entertainment.
mean,
Wonderful.
because we do all-round entertainment.
Wonderful.
I
Wonderful.
mean, what I see about him, I mean, his projects, he has, of course, the route, singles will come out, next me, videos. It's going to go round, you know. He's already getting used to meeting the established artists. And the essence of, if you go to his Instagram page, you're going to be amazed, you know.
Wonderful.
You have met them, and the reason, the purpose, a lot of people are like, why is he doing meet and greet? I believe it's essential for young artists to interact with the bigger artists, to understand what happens behind the scene. You know, that attitude of blowing up people and you leave them and they don't know what the system is about, I believe, you know, psychologically it has damaged a lot of young people. You don't understand what I'm saying? Like, okay, you want to travel to America. You don't even know what happens in the system. Nobody has given you a clue of how the system works there. You get your ticket, you get your visa, you landed in America. Magic won't happen. You have to walk through the system. If the person that you are going to meet there doesn't even have enough information to guide you, then you begin to get frustrated. Depression will set in. You know, you begin to doubt yourself. You begin to know, why did I even embark on that journey? You know, so for me, I believe it is important to get them, introduce them into the system. What happens backstage? Like this interview, you remember you were trying to calm him down, just be careful. And so a lot of them will not even get all those prep talks, you know.
Wonderful.
For me, and that is essential for him.
Wonderful.
He's coming out with his own EP. He has 2, 3, 4 EPs all laid down.
All laid down.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Bankulli, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, I want you to look back on this, get this interview somewhere and said, yes, we spoke about this now, but today we are here much higher. Wishing you the best and see you at the
very
top.
much. Thank you
Bankulli, thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother.
Keep doing what you're doing, man. You are a treasure. And yeah, Bankulli Entertainment over there are out there to the top with the best artists. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you.